light 'em up in the ring, light 'em up, shoot, shine, do your thing, light 'em up in the ring, light 'em up, shoot, shine, do your thing, light 'em up, go dumb, go stupid, yeah, we undefeated, sucker free, we got the seats heated, hot, let's face it, you bout to get a beat down, less talking, let's take it to the streets now, ain't gonna be no rematch, why you wanna fight, touchdown on sight, yeah, turn off the light, oh, turn off the light, let's get it poppin', go dumb. When you see me moving, bodies dropping. Move some. I'm about to go sick, call Earl. I'm turning up like E40, not your average girl. I'm turning up. We can rock like Rocky, make you tap it. Ghost ride the whip, look at my drip. This ain't a copy. We got a night if you wanna throw hands. When they see me fight, they wanna throw bands. Go dumb, go stupid, yeah, we undefeated. Sucker free, we got the seats heated. Light 'em up in the ring, light 'em up, shoot, shine, do your thing. Light 'em up in the ring, light 'em up, shoot, shine, do your thing. Light 'em up.
It's time for the main event. It's the Shoe Shine.
¿Qué onda? Saludos to everybody joining us out there in YouTube Landia. It's your boy Dave in the 702 Shoe Shine Boxing. Alone on a Thursday night for our Thursday night tailgate talk, where we do our NFL predictions with everybody. Saludos to everybody that's been joining us and participating in our NFL weekly picks. If you're new to the channel, play along with us. I currently have a contest going on for the Christmas. A lot of the regulars, I hope you come back tonight, because we are giving away a $100 Amazon gift card with the last game, December 22nd. That'll be the last game. And currently, let's see. Well, last week we had Paul in the chat from the Bay Area. Shout out to Paul. And we had Vince. Shout out to 702 Man Cave, who I've been doing some shows with over at his house, the Man Cave Studios. They tied last week. They beat me and my co-host True Evil from Philadelphia. And are you guys watching the game like I am? Shoo! 67 total points. Good for you if you did the over on this game. Thursday Night Football, Amazon Prime. The Cowboys needed to win this game. They needed to win this game so bad, and it looks like the Detroit Lions are going to score again. 43 points on the board for the Lions. At home, the Cowboys, they needed to win this game, and they've been on a hot streak. I definitely thought that they had a great chance at beating the Detroit Lions tonight on Thursday Night Football. It's not going to happen with just several minutes, 2 minutes left to go or so. 14 points deficit. Unbelievable. Great to see you, Ginger Del Rio. It's been a very long time. I hope you and your man are doing fantastic. And happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas to you. Good to see you. We're going to be playing along. If you want to play along with me, I'm going to be looking at DraftKings, and I'm going to make my predictions for NFL Week 14. Like I just said, some of you, where's all my regulars, guys? I wanted to make an announcement about next week's schedule, but I don't see too many of my regulars in here yet. And it definitely will impact the schedule after Monday. I certainly hope that I can do some shows next week after Monday. The Thursday night game might be a little bit tricky, because on Wednesday, if you're catching the replay, I'm having eye surgery. And I'm fairly young to do that. But I'm going to be having eye surgery in this right eye. They're going to put an implant in me, an ocular implant. It's pretty crazy, guys. And I had to pay a crazy, insane copay to do it. They asked for the money up front. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm self-employed. I have to pay for my own insurance. And the copay for the surgery was $3,200. And I have no idea what they're going to bill me afterwards. I hate healthcare, man. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have some fees from the surgery place and the anesthesiologist. It's pretty nuts. But I hope, guys, next Thursday, like this next week Thursday, I should be recovering. I don't know if I'm going to have an eye patch or what. But I'm basically blind in this eye. And I kind of found out just a couple months ago that I've been losing my vision due to cataract, pretty advanced cataract. And it's rare for somebody as young as me to have cataracts. Maybe your mom, your grandma, your dad, somebody in their 70s. But even the doctor could give me no explanation as to why I'm going blind in this eye. And I love Vegas, guys. I love living out here in Vegas. And one of the things I used to love when I'd visit Vegas is getting a rental car and driving up and down the Las Vegas Strip at night. And about last Christmas, my whole family came to visit, and I was driving them around for several days around Christmas. And I basically almost got in a car crash twice. That's when I started to realize there's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with my nighttime vision, guys. It's really bad. Great to see Isabel. I appreciate you. Yeah, shout out to Estizo. Shout out to everybody. I saw Zelly the other day in my chat. I appreciate him. Shout out to F Donuts out there. Tidra Del Rio, great to see you. Great to see Big Spooky. What's good? 702 was a high-scoring game. And I said to all my Cowboys fans that are here in the audience, you guys needed to win this game. I think you might score another touchdown, but you're still going to be short a whole nother score. And, credit to the offense of Dallas, but the defense just could not contain the Lions tonight. I wonder if Micah Parsons on your team would have made a grand difference, as the Packers are doing so well this year with that trade, picking up Micah Parsons. You guys needed to win this game because my team, the 49ers, are currently the 7th seed team. The 49ers have a bye week. We're the only team. There's two teams not playing or so. But because we're not playing, whether Chicago wins or the Packers win, I don't anticipate Seattle Seahawks to lose. I don't anticipate the LA Rams to lose to the Cardinals. But to all my Arizona peeps, please pray for the Cardinals, because you know what? The Rams got upset last week. The 49ers destroyed the Carolina Panthers, and the Panthers got over on the Rams. Can the Cardinals beat the Rams for me? Because, we will jump from 7th seed. The 49ers will jump from 7th seed to maybe 5th seed. If the Rams, should the Rams and the Seahawks lose this week and the 49ers jump to first place, essentially, I think we could jump all the way to number 1 seed probably, or number 2 seed. It's going to be a great week for football. Shout out to Fonzie. What's happening, bro? You coming down this weekend? I was telling you guys that I have, my boxing fans, I have a Devin Haney autographed glove. Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, very well-known boxers, have been getting into it on social media. Devin Haney accusing Ryan Garcia, of being on PEDs. There's a big fight coming up between Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios here in Las Vegas. I'll be here for it. And hopefully with that new eye implant, you won't see me wearing sunglasses at night anymore. I'll be able to see the ring without wearing dorky, nerdy glasses. Good to see you, Linda Hernandez. I appreciate you. Happy holidays to everybody. I'm trying to have my holiday vibe. Waiting for the game to end, which just about a minute left. Cowboys really needed to win this game. I was saying it because they've been red hot, and they had the potential to catch up to the Eagles. And the Eagles, the Eagles had their offensive coordinator coach. They egged his house or threw toilet paper at his house this past week. They're very disappointed. And the Eagles are playing Fonzie's team this Monday Night Football. We're going to find out what happens with the Eagles if their woes continue offensively. A lot of people unhappy with the way the offense has been run by the Eagles. And I got to say, the Chargers and Jim Harbaugh, always 49er fans, always going to root for Jim Harbaugh. Chargers have a very good chance of upsetting, even though they both kind of have equal records. I'm feeling the Chargers this Monday. I'm really feeling the Chargers. And had the Cowboys won, we could potentially be seeing the Cowboys get slipping into the wild card race, or maybe even surpassing. But the Eagles' schedule is fairly easy, guys. Fonzie, I think it's looking at the Eagles' schedule really quickly. He says, I hope Drew gets hard feelings because Monday Night Chargers are going to show the Eagles what a real ass whooping really is. Drew's working tonight, I guess, overtime, guys, in Philadelphia. And if he's watching or listening, maybe he can retort to Fonzie. But let's look at that Eagles schedule, Fonzie, because even if the Cowboys had won tonight, I have a good feeling that the Eagles schedule was going to allow them to still take the NFC East. And I'm just checking the schedule right now. It's fairly easy schedule. as far as I'm concerned. But let me quickly look at the schedule. They're playing the Chargers on Monday night, and I believe they play the Commanders, who played an amazing, gutsy, heartsy game with Marcus Mariota. Incredible game, man. The Commanders showed so much heart last week in that game. They almost beat the Broncos, and somehow the Broncos are like on the most amazing winning streak. The Commanders have, of course, Deebo Samuel, my old 49ers player. Shout out to Paul Martinez. I just said you and Vince tied last week. It's looking good for that competition. Commanders, Deebo Samuels and former 49ers kicker Jake Moody. They almost did the unbelievable and upset. So can they upset the Eagles this year? I'm not sure. They got 2 more games with the Eagles. The Eagles could potentially lose to the Buffalo Bills. That's a cold weather game. And the Eagles are going to absolutely destroy the Las Vegas Raiders. They could probably lose 2 more games against the Chargers and the Bills and still take the number 1 first place in the NFC East. I don't see them losing that. I don't see them losing that at all. So if you're just joining me, guys, we're about to do my football picks for NFL Week 14. I appreciate it. 44-30. Still a minute left on the clock here, and it doesn't look like the Dallas Cowboys are going to improve their situation. Oh, man. Fonzie's going to piss off Vince in the chat here. Let's have some fun really quickly. I got my Twitter account open here. You guys know that there's prediction markets are going to start to take over NFL betting and sports betting, period. And I just saw this come across my timeline on X, guys. It's a college football game, Buffalo, University of Buffalo. And it looks like this guy, intentionally wide receiver, was going to run in for a touchdown, guys.
Victor Snow with space makes the catch.
Look at this wide receiver.
Catch this guy, but he stepped out of bounds. No, we're going to catch this guy, but he stepped out of bounds.
How many times do I got to play that? This happened this week. This guy had a clear path to a touchdown, had smoked the cornerback. And for some reason, he decides that they don't need to score. With the abundance of online gambling and now prediction markets, poly market or whatnot, you got college football players throwing games now. You got college football players probably that need to be investigated. It's crazy out there, guys. Has any of you guys been participating or even looked at that prediction market stuff? Let me know. I know Fonzie said he was going to place a big bet on the Chargers as soon as he touched in Las Vegas. This game still has a minute to go. While I wait for that game, let's also run through the power rankings according to the ESPN. In first place, the New England Patriots at 11-2. Hard to argue that just simply based on their record, but where it gets really interesting is the NFC West, guys, with 3 teams having 9 wins. The Los Angeles Rams, according to ESPN, are in the number 2 place. Of course, they lost in a big upset, and Stafford last week. How many turnovers does Stafford have? I mean, I'm faithful that if he has those kind of turnovers and Cardinals having so many close games this weekend, maybe we could get an upset. Unlikely, but maybe so. At number 2, the Los Angeles Rams. Denver Broncos, 10-2, even better record than the Rams. I really like and enjoy watching the Denver Broncos play. They seem to win a lot of close games, though. Unbelievable. In fourth place, Seattle Seahawks, again, an NFC West team. Same exact record as the LA Rams. Green Bay Packers are getting red hot at just the right time. Jordan Love, they're in for a big game this weekend. In sixth place, the Philadelphia Eagles. They've had some troubles. Saquon Barkley this year, absolutely not running as well as he had the previous year. Yards per carry. Jalen Hurts is not playing what it looks like he used to play last year. And it's interesting times in Philly, especially when the sports fans are basically going to the offensive coordinator's house and egging and throwing toilet paper at the dude's house. It's very interesting times. Shout out to Desmond York. If you're new, I appreciate it. Maybe consider subscribing. Guys, we cover boxing, football, and we got a new sports show we're working on right now straight out of Las Vegas. I appreciate it. When Dallas loses, America wins. That is the final score, 30-44. The Detroit Lions win a very competitive game, competitive somewhat, but 2 touchdowns. Shout out to you if you made a wager on this game on the over. A total of 74 combined points. In number 9, the Buffalo Bills at 8-4. They're getting kind of hot at the right time, but they've also lost some interesting games. In the number 10 spot, the Indianapolis Colts, also 8-4. Where's my 49ers? All right, the Detroit Lions just won that game. ESPN had them at number 11. They improved to 8-5. The Texans, they got CJ Stroud back. They did beat the 49ers. They have an absolutely pathetic record of 7-5, but they got one of the best defenses in the league. This is pissing me off. I don't see my 49ers. Most people got them at number 10 at this point. Jacksonville Jaguars also beat the 49ers this year. They come in at 8-4. They didn't have the best game, but I anticipate them winning. At the number 14 spot, the Los Angeles Chargers. Shout out to Fonzie again. That's his team if you guys didn't know. They come in at 8-4. The Cowboys at 50. What am I reading the right word? Is this 22? What is this? This is retarded. Excuse my language for using that word, man. Where are the 49ers? This is ridiculous. I must have the wrong power rankings. Well, anyways, the game is over. Let's see. Go Seahawks. All right, F the 49ers. All right, sure. Sure, buddy. We'll let that one slide, but my mods may have to jump in eventually, guys, here. Let's do that. Follow along at DraftKings.com. Let's see who wins this week. Let's start off with the Seattle Seahawks versus the Atlanta Falcons. And let's look at the odds here. The spread is -7. Seattle Seahawks, a -355 favorite, plus 280 underdog, over 44.5 points. There is no conceivable way that I see the Seahawks losing this game to the Atlanta Falcons. Cousins looks awful. And as you guys can see, I'm flamed up. I'm repping the 49ers. I don't want the Seahawks to win, but there's no conceivable way that I would bet that the Atlanta Falcons cover the spread or that they come even closely to winning. I do have my top mod is keeping score if you want to play along. And let me know. We got Paul saying Seattle. Moving on to the Tennessee Titans versus the Browns game. Also in the morning, Tennessee Titans versus the Browns. Shedeur Sanders now has his second complete start. What did you guys think of Shedeur Sanders? He has essentially, I think, 2 touchdowns so far this season. It looks like their main quarterback, the quarterback that spent a lot of time in massage parlors, is now eligible for practice. It's very interesting what's going on in the Browns organization. Do you think he'll play for the rest of the season? It's not like out of the pocket, he does some interesting things. There's a lot of people still hating on Shedeur. He will be starting so far from what I understand. So let's look at the odds. All right. Tennessee Titans versus Cleveland Browns. The spread is plus 4.5, plus 180. The Cleveland Browns are the -218 favorites. I think Shedeur picks up his second win. Anybody got Tennessee pulling off an upset? I think Shedeur secures his second win. And he's going to be feeling pretty good out after that. But these are 2 pretty dreadful teams. The Cleveland Browns do have a pretty solid defense. And I think that's going to really upset Tennessee Titans offensively. They just are not going to be able to get much going on. Third game this morning, Chicago versus Green Bay. Fantastic game. It says 425. I'm not sure why they would have put it on this bet slip if it's at 425, but we're going to play along with this bet slip here. Chicago Bears with Green Bay. A fantastic game. Let's look at the odds really quickly here. Again, if you're just joining me, I'm David in the 702 Shoeshine Boxing. We cover boxing and football. And this game is going to be extremely competitive, probably the best game of the afternoon. The Chicago Bears are a plus 270. Excuse me, underdog. Underdog. The Bears are an underdog. I'm not feeling this one, guys. I know a lot of people have said don't sleep on the Packers and Jordan Love, Micah Parsons. I'm going with the Bears on this one. I'm going with the underdog, just like Paul. The Bears. I'm picking the Bears. Paul also agrees. Paul's the upset king in the chat, so we're both going with the upset this week. All right. Washington Commanders, man, they had an incredible game, gutsy game in overtime. They almost won. They keep almost winning, and they don't have their star quarterback, Marcus Mariota, doing what he can, a fantastic backup quarterback. J.J. McCarthy of the Minnesota Vikings has to be the biggest bust. Oh, I'm going to go with Sugar Ray there for you, Craig Thomas. Shout out to Craig Thomas joining us in the chat. I'll go with Sugar Ray. But let's talk about J.J. McCarthy and what a bust he's been for the Minnesota Vikings. And I bet you that the Minnesota Vikings this season and all their fan base, and I got a good friend who goes to a lot of their games. Shout out to my boy Speech Impediment, man. He even travels overseas. He's gone to overseas games for the Vikings. J.J. McCarthy could literally do better if he spiked every ball. His passer rating is so bad. He has to be the biggest bust for an NFL quarterback since Jamarcus Russell. They're going to have to find a new quarterback next season. Their wide receiver, Jefferson, there's a little bit of chatter going around that he's interested in potentially coming to the San Francisco 49ers next year. And I'll tell you right now, if they want to do what they did a couple years ago and take one of our backup quarterbacks like they did Sam Darnold, who took them to the playoffs, I will gladly trade. If I work for the 49ers, I will gladly trade Mac Jones for Jefferson and the way their season is going, their draft pick. So they need to figure out what they're doing with J.J. McCarthy. The Commanders are still the underdog, plus 110, negative 130 favorite for the Minnesota Vikings. They scored, nothing last week? And the Commanders went into OT against the Denver Broncos. DraftKings is tripping. The Commanders for me. Commanders are taking this game. Marcus Mariota, easily a much better qualified backup quarterback that's going to get the job done. Commanders versus Vikings. Sorry. Oh, shout out to 49ers fan and Saints fans. I appreciate that. Paul also picks the Washington Commanders. And Vince, I'm going to write down all your picks for this game if you need a bounce. I appreciate it. If you're interested in some of our boxing content, guys, we did a show at 702 Man Cave at his studio yesterday. It's in the replay from yesterday, and we're working on building out a full studio out there. And it was a good show. We had BoxingScene.com commentator and writer Lucas Cattell. Check that out. It's in my live stream from yesterday, guys. All right, moving on. Dolphins versus the Jets. The Dolphins are going to be playing. Tua's going to play in extremely cold weather. They're going to get destroyed. They play absolutely awful, but then who can blame them? They're the Miami team, and they're used to playing in hot weather and high humidity. It's not going to be good. And playing in the turf, the Jets, the cold weather, I anticipate people getting hurt. It always works out that way. Lots of injuries at that. Dolphins are the favorite, though. Negative 155 favorites. The Jets, plus 130 underdogs. Oh, this is tough. The Dolphins don't play good in the cold weather, but the Jets are absolutely awful. Anybody got the Jets? Jets. I'm going with the Jets. Shout out to Buff NY 6632. I like the Jets in the cold weather too. That was my first feeling. I'm going to go with my gut on this one. Saints versus the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers, NFC East. They're going to take first place in the division. They did beat the 49ers convincingly this year, but they're absolutely been playing kind of like ass. But the Saints, what are the Saints going to do? Nothing. Let's look at the odds. Saints versus the Buccaneers this Sunday. Excuse me, guys, as I look at my odds here. Saints, Buccaneers. Not even sure why I care to look at the odds for this one, because there's no way I'm going to pick the Saints to beat the Buccaneers but Baker Mayfield's going to get the job done this Sunday. Fonzie also says Buccaneers. I got the Buccaneers. I wonder where that one went. And if you're interested, you can look at the odds with me on DraftKings.com. As I mentioned, are you guys interested in with that poly market, that whole new betting thing? DraftKings is soon to unveil their poly market prediction market platform to a lot of states that cannot legally do sports gambling. I think California is one of them. That's where I came from, California, guys. Live here now in Las Vegas. I personally cannot even bet on DraftKings.com, even though DraftKings has an office in Las Vegas across from the Durango Stations Casino. You cannot bet. You must go to a sports bet in the state of Nevada. They are never going to allow, DraftKings has tried to sue them. They've tried to sue the local government, the state government. They're never going to allow Nevada residents to use betting websites. Now, what's really curious is whether or not the poly market or whatever prediction market is going to go through the cracks. I'm interested in that, guys. It could be the next big thing in sports betting. Colts versus the Jaguars. Excuse me. I definitely want to see the odds on this one because that game should be very competitive. Any Jaguars fans, aside from my homie Johnny Savage? Jaguars versus the Colts. Jaguars versus the Colts. There we are. Negative 130 favorite for the Indianapolis Colts. Plus 110 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I like these odds. It's just a negative 1.5 spread for the Colts. A field goal will do it over 47.5 points. I like the Colts by the spread. I think they at least cover by 3 points or the straight money line. Anybody? Colts. Fonzie with the Colts. We got Jags, Buff NY. 6332. The Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, he's been doing a pretty solid job this year, considering everything. Losing their rookie star halfway through the season in Travis Hunter. He's been doing a pretty solid job. I will not be surprised if the Colts get upset this weekend. Anything can happen at this late stage in the season. Moving along here. Okay, post game here. So we got the Steelers and the Ravens. What y'all think about the Ravens coming back? Getting their quarterback back. They need to use Henry this week. Basically, just give it to the big guy. Let the big guy run the ball because the mobility of the quarterback of the Ravens has not been very good since he came back. He's not playing like himself. But then again, they're playing the oldest quarterback in the league, essentially, Pittsburgh Steelers, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is the underdog, plus 210, negative 258 favorites for the Baltimore Ravens. Give me the Ravens this week. Simple. Keep it simple, guys. Paul also got the Ravens. Just keep it simple. Give it to the big guy to run. He's a monster. All right. After that, we got Broncos and the Las Vegas Raiders. Wow. If you guys are interested in Las Vegas, what's going on in Las Vegas, guys? This week, the Oakland Athletics, a team I used to enjoy watching as a little kid. They took me to so many field trips to watch the Oakland A's, to go watch Jose Canseco and Mark McGwire. In fact, it was a team I had almost equal love for as a little kid, little league baseball player. I used to love watching the Oakland A's, and they became one of the biggest embarrassment to Major League Baseball. When I left California, my company still had season tickets to the the Oakland Athletics at the Coliseum. And there would usually be, they'd give me tickets right behind home base. There would usually be less than 7,000 people in attendance for any game. And I've been telling my co-host, Vince, I don't care how nice this new stadium is. Now, you guys can go look at it on social media. They have unveiled a Las Vegas Athletics Experience Center in Las Vegas that shows you 3D models of the stadium. They've got this virtual reality thing to let you feel like what it's going to look like. They've got seats that look like just what they're going to put. They've got they've got this complete experience, right? And they said that it's by appointment only. So I said, I want to go to this. It's right in front of the Durango Station Casino. I got to go to this. I got to see it for myself. They said it's by appointment only. I go to the website, look for it. I want to make an appointment to see the new stadium rendering, the experience. It takes me to a link. It says pay here, $19.99. By appointment only. The $19.99 only sends me an email, entitles me to an email to let me know when tickets for the Las Vegas Athletics go on sale. There is nowhere on their website to make an appointment. There is no phone number to make an appointment to see the Las Vegas Athletics Experience Center. It's bullshit. Where's Drew? I guess he worked overtime today, man. He was doing some overnight construction projects. So the Las Vegas Athletics, yeah. Please tell me where I can sign up for an appointment to see the Las Vegas Athletics Visitors Experience Center. It's absolute BS. I think it's a scam. Personally, it's a scam. They only invited athletes, former Oakland A's players, local athletes that play for the NFL, and media. So, anyways, guys, back to the Broncos versus Raiders game. Do we actually need to look at the odds for this one? Wow. Pete Carroll, 3-year contract. It is not looking good. There's already chatter that Pete Carroll may decide to walk out on the Raiders and they may let him go. It's that bad out here, guys. They basically have 2 people on that team or 3 people on that team. John T., Bowers, and Max Crosby. People absolutely hate Geno Smith in Las Vegas. They want him out of here. At every opportunity, fans are flipping off Geno Smith. A negative 410 favorite for the Denver Broncos. And I think that the Broncos actually should be closer to negative 800 favorites. Plus 320 for the LV Raiders. There is no conceivable way the Raiders pull off an upset. I got the Broncos. Thank you all for who's joining me. We got a few more games here. We got Cincinnati Bengals versus the Bills Mafia. I don't know if you guys saw Jamar Chase, riding around in a $500,000 Rolls Royce car. Shout out to Ahmad Serrano. He says 49ers all day. Bang, bang, Ahmad. That's what's up. Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver rolling around or pulled up to the game on Sunday in his brand new customized $500,000 Rolls Royce. And that just is tone deaf with what's going on in America to a lot of people during the holidays. Nobody wants to see you riding around in a $500,000 sports car. The same week that Odell Beckham Jr. is running around on every interview he can talking about how $100 million ain't shit and $100 million he's broke because he had no idea how to essentially manage his finances, $100,000. And he's upset at the criticism that he blew $100 million. He's mad that people were mad at him. Boy, you can't say nothing in this world nowadays. That's why I've been in my own lane, my own world, put away. People love to take completely out of context to rationalize a statement in their own head that makes sense to them. What a world. No. You had a $100 million contract, $60 million after taxes, and you're going around interviews saying that $12 million isn't enough money to live. $12 million for 5 years. This idiot thinks that he was going to get $12 million for the rest of his conceivable life. If you know anything about finance, you literally could invest $12 million into government U.S. bonds paying 4% for the next 30 years. You do the math. 4% of $12 million, something like 2.5. He could have guaranteed himself a salary of close to $3 million for the next 30 years. But now he's on every podcast telling people he's broke, and we're supposed to feel sorry for him around the holidays. People are tone deaf. You know what? I like there are athletes that are modest that pull up to their games and regular people. There's high caliber athletes pulling up in Hondas. They don't give a shit. Fake jewelry, wear the fake jewelry. Do whatever you want. But don't ask pity from everyday Americans when you're broke because you blew $100 million. All right, sorry about that rant, guys. Let's move on to the Rams versus the Cardinals. LA Rams ranked number 1 according to ESPN this week, power rankings. I don't see how in the world they lose to the Cardinals, but things can happen. The Rams did turn over the ball. Stafford finally threw a few interceptions. And if we see a repeat of that, maybe the Cardinals, who've lost a few close games, can help the 49ers out. I would love nothing more than the Cardinals and the Bird Gang to have an upset this weekend, but it's not likely, right? It's not likely at all. In fact, the LA Rams are a negative 455 favorite, plus 350. God bless the Arizona Cardinals. Did you guys hear that Kyler Murray may actually play baseball next year? Yeah. He may actually go and play baseball. He was a high draft MLB player, and it doesn't look like his Arizona Cardinals contract that they're going to actually fulfill it, and he may get to walk with whatever money he's owed, and we may see Kyler Murray playing baseball next year. That would be amazing. Paul says Cardinals. I'm hoping too, man, but the LA Rams are our favorite, so I'm just going to say I find it very hard for Stafford to lose, but anything can happen. Who knows, right? We got a couple games left. Sunday Night Football. Texans versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Believe it or not, the Kansas City Chiefs are favored. And I don't think so. I don't think so, guys. The Chiefs are not who they used to be. The team is falling apart quickly. I got CJ Stroud. Plus 150 underdog. Plus 150 underdog. I got CJ Stroud. He's holding it together. They're actually playing better football than the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think the Kansas City Chiefs win this game. 5:20 p.m. Sunday Night Football should be a very good game. Shout out to all my Kansas City Chiefs fans, even though we're mortal rivals. Yeah, I often wonder if at some point in the career of 49ers had Joe Montana play for the Kansas City Chiefs at the end of his career. Fonzie, we're almost done. No to the Swifties, says Paul. I often wonder if Patrick Mahomes ends up being a 49er at some point. Never know. Never know. Monday night, the Chargers versus the Eagles. Monday Night Football. We will be doing a show if you're interested. It's a big fight weekend. PBC, we have Lamont Roach versus Pitbull Cruz. We have a whole stack card. Arizlan De Lara, Jesus Ramos Jr. of Arizona. And we will be doing a show Monday night at 8 p.m. right after Monday Night Football. Fonzie, let me know via text if you're going to be here on Monday or if you're just placing that wager in Vegas this weekend. But anyhow, the Chargers versus Philadelphia. I like the Chargers. Sorry, Drew. But what everything offensively you guys got going on, your woes, I think you guys take another loss this weekend. Paul says the Eagles. Right on, Paul. That's basically it, guys. Tonight was a very short live. The Lions improve 44-30. Amon St. Brown right now is currently being interviewed. A high-scoring game. It was very, very exciting. If you're new to the channel, man, I appreciate everybody that dropped by today and was respectful in the chat. Consider subscribing. It's free. Mal Gill 1995 says, I'm from Indianapolis, yet I'm an Eagles fan. Root for the hometown. Also, the Texans are a real threat in the South. Colts better step it up. I agree with you. The Texans are definitely, they beat my 49ers straight up, and they got a great defense. I anticipate them doing very well in the playoffs, man. So I appreciate everybody that was here today. Monday night, we'll be back with another show. I appreciate everybody that was here. Again, consider subscribing. And definitely, if you're still here, man, hit that like button. I'll let you guys know who won in the chat this week. We got a contest going. If you're a boxing fan, I got to let you know, you got to subscribe because we are giving away a Devin Haney autographed signature glove that my homeboy in the chat, also my co-host on my new show, was able to gift me, man. We got a Devin Haney, 3-time world champion, 3-division world champion autograph glove to give away. That being said, I'll see you guys on Monday night. Until then, peace out.